Good morning, good morning. Welcome back to another vlog. Now, I haven't dropped a full day of eating for y'all in quite a long time, and I feel like as a coach, nutrition is definitely something I know that people lack, and it's something that I don't really post about a lot, which I don't know why, but now I'm gonna start doing it. So for this video, I'm just gonna show you what a typical full day of eating for me looks like. Now, my goal right now is to lose some fat, so I am gonna be eating in just a small calorie deficit. And on top of that, I'm gonna make sure I'm getting around my body weight in grams of protein every day from quality sources, okay? You guys have to understand that if you're just so fixated on trying to get to that protein number and you're doing and taking anything to get there, like protein bars, protein snacks, protein powder, that is not the same thing as getting it from quality whole food and real food sources, okay? So that's the main thing I wanna get out of the way right now. But I'm going to be eating anywhere from around 2,400 calories upwards to 3,200 calories per day. Now, it's going to fluctuate because my, excuse me, my normal calorie deficit number to lose weight, to lose fat over time is 2,400 calories. But since I'm doing my running every day on top of my normal routine now, if I go do, a 5 mile run, I might burn an additional 600 calories. So technically, I'm eating 3,000 calories, but I'm still losing weight. Same thing as if I'm doing like a long run one day and I burn 1,000 calories. I might eat upwards of 34 to 3,500 calories that day, but I'm still losing weight. Does that make sense to you guys? Hopefully it does. Now, the very first thing I want to get into is the vitamins, okay? I usually tend to wake up around 9 a.m. and then I usually wait like 30 to 60 minutes before like I take my vitamins and eat. Just because for me, I don't know why, but if I wake up and then immediately start like taking all my supplements, vitamins, it kind of upsets my stomach. So I usually wait a little bit. So I'm going to show you the vitamins I'm taking right now. Let me prop this up for you guys. So when it comes to vitamins, right? Vitamins are not a thing to where, you take your vitamins and it's going to be like a suplex of energy. You're going to start feeling a lot better. No. Vitamins are simply the minerals and micronutrients that goes inside of our body and goes to things, organs, whatever that we don't pay attention to, right? So like kidneys, liver, skin health, dealing with stress, brain fog, just the little things that happens inside of our body that, again, we don't pay attention to. So for a basic rundown, I like to take calcium. I like to take calcium and D3. And then we got B12. And then we also got vitamin D. And then I take a K2 and D3 supplement. We got a vitamin B. And then we got our zinc. And then we also got vitamin C, if I can pull it out. We also got vitamin C. And then last but not least is magnesium. And this is the only one that I take about like an hour before bed. So that way it helps with your getting better quality sleep. And again, all these different vitamins is just stuff that happens on the inside of our bodies. You really don't need everything I just showed you. If you just take a good quality basic multivitamin and then magnesium, zinc on the side, that's really all you need, okay? Now, when it comes to supplements involving like, protein powder, creatine, stuff like that, you really don't need any of it, right? I'm not taking creatine right now just because I ran out. It is one of the safest supplements to take. There's no side effects, nothing, dangerous about it. But people think of it as like a steroid, like it's gonna give me this insane progress if I start taking it. It produces more ATP energy. You slowly gain a little bit more muscle over time, so obviously it does help. And really, while you're in the gym, it really helps you get like that 1 or 2 last rep within your sets if you actually train hard. And with protein powder, again, I really don't think it's a good thing to be taking because it's just a bad quality source of protein. If it's to the point where it's like you're really struggling to get like that last 20 to 30 grams, then okay, it's fine. But you should be getting it from quality sources, okay? So that's the very first thing I take in the morning is my vitamins and supplements. Now, I do work out in the mornings, as you guys know, or if you don't know. So the very first thing that I also take is hydration, and that is going to be my BPN electrolytes, okay? The main thing that I always tell people, especially my clients, is that, you can be drinking a shit ton of water a day, it's cool and all, but the main thing that actually hydrates you is electrolytes and sodium. So by taking electrolytes first thing when you wake up, because when you first wake up, it's when your body's in the most dehydrated state, it's going to ensure that you're hydrated throughout the majority of the day. And if you're like me, especially if you work out in the mornings, it's definitely important to be taking electrolytes before the gym too as well. So that way you're hydrated, better blood flow, better contractions for when you're in the gym. Now, since I do work out in the mornings too as well, I'm going to show you guys my pre-workout meal, which I have right here, okay? when it comes to building your pre-workout meal, you need to understand that carbs are not bad for you. They don't make you fat. The only thing that makes you fat is you picking up that damn fork. I don't know how many times I said that in my videos. But you need to understand that carbs is your body's main source of energy. So by having a good digestible carb source that will get in your system fast, anywhere from 30 to 90 minutes before the gym, it's going to actually ensure that you have the energy to train hard and you don't get burnt out during your workouts and you actually feel good, okay? So right now I'm keeping it simple, and I would say this is more of like a bigger complex pre-workout meal, but we just have half a cup of white rice and then 1 serving of 93.7 ground turkey. I got some honey on top for a little bit more carbs and sugar, and then some hot sauce as my sauce. Now, if you are on the busy side of things and you're kind of in a rush or just busy in general, and you need just like a really quick pre-workout carb source to get in the system quick, hit the gym, still have energy. Obviously, for one, still be taking your electrolytes, but 2, you can have just like a bagel. You can have 2 bananas. I would not say a Rice Krispie treat because it has like no density. But you can have like a small bowl of fruit. You can even have cereal. That way it just gets in your system fast. You have a good energy source and then you're chilling from there. Now with this, since again it's a more like complex meal, I'm going to wait probably a little bit over an hour before I hit the gym. So yeah, this is my first meal of the day on top of my vitamins, supplements, and electrolytes. And then when we get back from the gym, I'll show you guys what the post-workout meal is looking like. Thankfully today I don't have any coaching calls. I don't know why, but Tuesday was booked out of my schedule. But I do have 4 tomorrow, so I'm able to kind of like show you guys like a real full day of eating and just like a normal schedule and routine. So we're gonna go hit this chest, biceps, and shoulders workout. I'm gonna eat this, get my electrolytes down, and then I'll get back with you guys after to show you guys what the post-workout meal is looking like. Stay tuned. All right, you guys, so we're back from the workout. Honestly, I had a really, really good workout today. Like I said, being back on my diet, even though it's really been only 1 or 2 days, I'm feeling amazing again. I'm starting to lean out again, dropping body fat. I'm still super strong. We're still progressing on all of our lifts. And that pre-workout meal had me energized. Super good pump, super high energy. And that's the whole purpose of having a high carb focused pre-workout meal. And the one thing I do want to mention too is that there is no such thing as a protein window. You do not have to have protein, before your lifts or 30 minutes after your lifts. That shit is just a myth. Obviously, it would be smarter to get your protein in after your lifts just for getting the total daily, but it's not a necessary thing, okay? So going into our next meal, and as of recently for my running, I've been going to do my runs like right after my lifts, like 30 to 60 minutes after, just to get it out the way. So the very next meal would be another thing of electrolytes. If you are someone who sweats heavily in the gym, it's really important if you're going to do your runs right after, even if you go on a treadmill at the gym, that you have another thing of electrolytes, okay? You guys don't even realize how much sodium you sweat out. Like I think on an average normal run, like outside, a person sweats like a couple thousand milligrams of sodium. That's crazy. So hydration is really, really key. And I'll typically have 2 of these a day before my lifts and then before my runs. So we're having another serving right now, and I got this right there to stay hydrated for our runs. And then when it comes to your pre-run nutrition, again, you want it to be carb focused. That way you have energy. Now, obviously with running, it's different than lifting weights, right? You don't want to feel bloated. You don't want too big of a meal. That way you're not feeling like shit and all sluggish while you run. So what I always like to have is typically just 1 bagel, spread it with some jelly, and just a little bit of peanut butter. Now, typically before your workouts and before your runs in general, you don't want to have too much fats because it slows down the absorption of the carbs. But before my runs, I've noticed that if I strictly just have carbs, I'll have this energy spike because of like the glycogen and insulin or whatever, and then I'll have like that sugar drop. So by mixing in just a little bit of fats and protein in there, it kind of balances everything out. That way I don't have like the sugar drop. So yeah, typically I'll just have 1 bagel, a little spread of jelly, and then some peanut butter. The only reason why I'm having 2 right now is just because obviously I just got done with my workout, so I definitely need like a little good amount of carbs. But this is literally all you need before your runs. If you don't have bagels, you can again literally just have like 1 banana. You can have a little spoonful of honey with some, your electrolytes. You can have like a little small thing of fruit, just a very small carb source. That way you have energy for your runs, okay? So I'm gonna eat this, and right now it's 1:30. I'm gonna eat this, get it down, probably let it digest for like 30 to 60 minutes. And then from there, we have a tempo run today. So we're gonna do 1 mile warm up, and then we're gonna do 3 or 4 miles of like tempo. So like half a mile fast, half a mile slow, half a mile fast, half a mile slow. and then we're gonna come back, and then we'll have our first actual like real meal of the day. So I'm gonna get this down, post some content, do some computer work, client work. Stay tuned for the next meal. I will see y'all soon. All right, you guys, so we are back from our run, and now we're having like, I guess, our first real meal for the day, even though this is technically meal number 3. For our run today, we did almost 7 miles. I'll put it on the screen somewhere right here. We basically did some interval work today, some tempo work. So what I did was just like a normal kind of slower pace, 1.5 mile warm up. And then once I found like a straightaway area after the 1.5 miles, I did half a mile, which I believe is 800 meters. Hopefully my math is right. 800 meters, pretty fast. I would say like a little bit faster than my 5K pace. My old 5K PR is like a 740 or 730. And I was literally holding like a 650 pace for my 800 meter or my fast miler. So I basically did that, a fast 800 meter and then like a really slow 800 meters, like a zone 2 pace. And I did 3 to 4 rounds of that and then a 1.5 mile cool down. So I'm feeling good. We're getting back into the swing of things. I'm already looking and getting pretty lean already, which I'm happy about. But for our meal number 3 of the day, post run, we are having a Greek yogurt bowl. Greek yogurt is a really good source of protein. It's really low in calories. It helps keep you really full, and it has a lot of good bacteria in it that's going to help out with your gut and overall digestion too as well. So we have our Greek yogurt bowl right here, and I have the vanilla non-fat. We have about 3 servings in here, which is going to be around 390 calories, but it's also going to be almost 40 grams of protein alone. Now, I did kind of mix it up already, but I do have a serving of pumpkin flavored oats in here, which is another good source of carbs. Has a little bit of fiber in there, so it's good for your gut too as well. I got about 1/4 cup of blueberries mixed in there for another carb source. And then I sprinkled some cinnamon sugar just for a little bit extra taste. And then some honey for, again, another little carb source. I'm not gonna lie, Greek yogurt is definitely very slept on. I put the macros and everything on the screen. But yeah, anytime I'm getting like really bad cravings, which I am right now for some reason, I'm just like very hungry, I always resort to having like a Greek yogurt bowl like this because it really helps keep me full and kind of eliminate those cravings. So again, this is meal number 3 for today. I'll get back to you guys when it's time for meal number 4. I honestly might be having 5 meals today. I usually have around like 3 to 4, but again, I'm not really too busy today with calls or anything, so I'm actually able to schedule like my eatings and everything. So it's only 5 o'clock right now, so yeah, I'll definitely be having another meal after this. So I'm gonna get this down. We're gonna chill for a little bit, catch up on some content and everything, and then I'll get back with y'all for meal number 4. Hold on, let me taste this real quick. This shit look good. Oh my God, that's good. All right, I'll see y'all later. All right, you guys, so now it is getting closer to 7 o'clock. I do have to go to bed a little bit early tonight, so I'll probably have like my last meal around like 8:30. I tend to have like my biggest meals like this towards night, just because I don't know why, but I get so hungry at night. So that's why, like, even though my schedule is like different every single day, most of the time you'll see like me posting my biggest meals or eating my biggest meals later in the day in general. That way it can keep me full, and just because, again, I'm hungry. So meal number 4 is going to be just 2 servings of yellow potatoes. And to make the seasoning taste really good, I use Italian, sometimes dill wheat, but mainly garlic and onion seasoning, and of course like salt and pepper. And then I just got some ketchup put on it. And then I guess these are called chicken leg quarters. I thought they were just like some genetically modified fucking chicken wings, but I guess they're called chicken leg quarters. And I think because these are pretty big in size, this is gonna put me at like my protein goal for the day. When it comes to your protein goal, right, I want you guys to understand that going over your body weight in grams of protein every single day does not mean you're going to speed up the process of gaining muscle. It does not mean you're going to get gains faster. Literally all you need, and you'll get the same effect between the ranges of 0.8 to 1.0. Most of the time I'm getting 0.8, okay? You want to fill the rest of your calories with carbs. Carbs gives your body, so much more energy. You recover better. You have more energy for your workouts, and it's just, you feel a lot better in general. So the number one thing you should be doing, or you shouldn't be doing, while you're cutting down or bulking in general, is cutting out carbs, because your body needs carbs. I don't care if you're a fucking vegetarian, omnivore, carnivore, anything, or you need carbs in your diet, okay? So again, this is what meal number 4 is looking like. Sometimes I'll use the G Hughes low-calorie barbecue sauce on like my chicken and stuff, but this is what it's looking like. I'm gonna get this down, and then for my last meal today, it's probably gonna be something like a little bit smaller, because this is probably like my biggest meal I'm gonna have. I think I have like 600 or 700 calories left. I might do like some type of like at home Einstein bagel type of thing, like an egg bagel. So yeah, I'm gonna get this down, get back with y'all for meal number 5. Stay tuned. All right, you guys. So now it's getting a little bit closer to 9 o'clock, and again, I gotta go to bed early. Or I don't even know if I mentioned it, but yeah, I gotta go to bed early tonight. I got 4 calls to do tomorrow. I gotta do leg day. I gotta do a long run, which is like 8 to 10 miles or more. So yeah, I gotta go to bed early, get all that knocked down in the morning. So the last meal of the day, or the last whatever, is going to be these egg bagels. Basically, it's just one toasted bagel. I have 2 eggs in there scrambled up. In between, I have 1 slice of cheddar cheese, and then I have a little bit of ham, spinach, and then salt and pepper on the eggs, and this is what it's looking like. I will put the final macros and everything on the screen right now. But again, it's really gonna depend my calorie range, mainly on my running. Like tomorrow, I know for my long run, I'm gonna burn, like I think tonight I burned like an additional 800 calories on my run, but tomorrow it's gonna be like upwards of 11, 12, maybe even 1300, just depending on how long I go. So it's always gonna fluctuate and change. But yeah, I'm just focusing on really eating clean 80% of the time, still training very hard in the gym, only lifting 4 days a week, 'cause that's really all you need. Running 5 to 6 times a week, taking my vitamins, and just overall staying around this body fat and slowly like leaning out over time. I wouldn't say like I'm on like a really specific cut, but I'm just trying to stay lean. And the one thing that I want you guys to realize too is that if you are trying to get bigger, gain muscle, you do not have to go on these excessive bulks in order to do so. You have to understand that your body, and you will gain more muscle and get stronger, get better progress, feel better, all that stuff, just focusing on eating clean and smaller portions. Because when you try to gog down, I know that's a word right now, I'm getting tired, but when you try to get down a bunch of food at once, your body's not even able to utilize the nutrients properly. So I can't think right now, I need to take my ass to bed. The cleaner you can eat, the more it'll benefit you. And again, you do not need to be eating a whole bunch of food. And when you're in the gym, focus on high intensity. You only need to be lifting 4 days a week. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Really, it does change every day because again, my schedule always changes. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any questions at all, please DM me on Instagram. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for the next vlog since I'm actually able to be lifting now. So stay tuned.